Odyssey is funded by Canadian Heritage and administered by the provinces and territories through the Council of Ministers of Education, Canada. Have you ever wanted the chance to travel and live somewhere else in Canada? To learn about the culture of a different region, meet new people, and improve your language skills? Welcome to Odyssey. Odyssey was created to nurture and promote Canada's two official languages by giving young people the chance to share their language and culture with students in other provinces and territories. Odyssey language assistants work a total of 25 hours a week at an assigned school or schools from early September until the end of May. The goal of Odyssey is to promote English and French within 3 different streams: ESL, English as a second language; FSL, French as a second language; and FFL, French as a first language. In the ESL and FSL streams, language assistants are assigned to an educational institution to help second language teachers or instructors encourage students to interact in either English or French and to raise awareness of English or French culture. In the FFL stream, language assistants help students to develop and improve the students' knowledge of their own language and to further appreciate their culture. As a language assistant, you are an ambassador of your language and culture. Your role is to enhance students' understanding of the cultural and communicative aspects of either English or French. You will do this primarily by creating activities that help students practice their second language, or, in the case of FFL, enhance their first language. You will be placed in the elementary, secondary, or postsecondary level. Your role at the elementary or secondary level is to prepare activities that focus on oral comprehension and oral expression. These activities should reflect everyday communication situations that students may encounter when using the target language. You should also create activities that help students to better understand the target culture. If applicable, a supervisor will help you to find housing and set up your home in your new community. At the start of your employment, your supervisor will introduce you to the personnel of the school or schools to which you are assigned. Your supervisor will also be responsible for informing the school staff of your role and responsibilities as a language assistant. The supervisor will check on your progress during the year and act as a liaison between the school board and the school where you are placed. Teachers and supervisors are there to offer support throughout the year. If you have concerns or problems, you should always discuss them with your supervisor or teacher. As a language assistant, you will work under the supervision of a teacher or instructor, and some of your tasks might include encouraging and motivating students to practice their second language or, in the case of FFL, to practice and better understand their first language. Preparing classroom activities that focus on learning language and culture. Using a special talent that you may have, such as music, computers, theater, or sports, to create activities that help students to better learn the target language. Leading small groups of 2 to 10 students. Reinforcing the teacher's lessons through oral exercises and activities. Encouraging students to appreciate their own culture while respecting others. Participating in evening and weekend cultural activities. The activities should allow students to practice and express themselves in the target language. You may be asked to work with small groups of students in a room assigned to you or with the teacher or instructor in a classroom setting. There are many activities that you can use to help students practice the target language. Activities will vary according to the school level, and it is important to have a teacher or instructor review and approve each activity before you present it to the students. Always make sure that you prepare activities that are appropriate for the age group. For example, at the elementary level, you can share the language through songs or games. You can create projects such as a school newspaper or a play. You can lead conversations with groups of students or participate in extracurricular activities to help students with their pronunciation and oral communication. You can review and build on the vocabulary that students have acquired in class through the activities you have prepared. At the secondary and post-secondary levels, you can undertake projects that help students to practice the target language and learn about English or French culture. Activities include setting up a language group to discuss issues relevant to students, creating a radio program where you host a talk show or play music contemporary to the age group, organizing a debating club where students learn to express and defend their opinions, starting a reading group where you discuss books, organizing a drama club, encouraging students to keep a journal, a diary, or a blog, creating a correspondence project with students in a school in another province or territory. As a language assistant, you will help students to explore English or French culture. It is always a good idea to prepare materials that give students insight into the culture of your home province or territory. These could be videos, postcards, maps, photographs, or anything else you think accurately represents your culture. In your role as a language assistant, you will be considered a staff member of the school. However, it is important to remember that you are not a teacher or instructor, and you must not undertake tasks normally reserved for a teacher or instructor. These include taking responsibility for an entire classroom, marking assignments or tests assigned by school personnel, providing tutoring, carrying out any administrative tasks. Also, your involvement with students with special needs must be limited to language and cultural activities. The teacher or instructor will be your guide during your time as a language assistant. He or she will give you information you need about the school, introduce you to the educational activities provided by the school, help to plan your schedule, give you direction, and, most importantly, advise you in creating and choosing activities that are appropriate to the student's level. While the teacher or instructor will advise and help you with the planning of activities, it is important to know that there are many resources available to you. These include websites, public libraries, educational TV shows, and school publications. Before your placement begins, you will be expected to attend a Pan-Canadian training session in August. During the Odyssey program, you will also participate in provincial or territorial training sessions. The workshops at these training sessions will give you useful hints and techniques for preparing activities and working with students. Training sessions are compulsory and are key to helping you understand your role as a language assistant. Time spent at the provincial or territorial training sessions is counted toward your regular working hours, and it is important that you attend. You will receive manuals such as Le Français à découvrir for FSL, Semer, cultiver, récolter for FFL, or Discovering English for ESL. These will provide you with a variety of games, exercises, and discussion topics, and will give you useful suggestions for planning your activities. You must give your supervisor a copy of your schedule no later than September 30th for approval. You are also responsible for informing your supervisor of any changes to your schedule as soon as you are aware of them. Your performance as a language assistant will be evaluated throughout the year. These evaluation periods are a good time to discuss any difficulties that might arise, but you should communicate any problems you experience to your supervisor and to the Odyssey team as you encounter them. You will receive a questionnaire to evaluate the Odyssey program at the end of the school year. As a language assistant, you are a tremendous resource for educational institutions and for teachers or instructors. It is your task to help students practice their second or first language skills and expand their cultural horizons. Remember, always help students to learn the target language and encourage them to appreciate the target culture. Create activities that help students to expand their vocabulary and improve their oral skills. Use whatever special talents you possess to encourage students to practice the language. Plan activities that help to reinforce the teacher's lessons. Finally, help students to discover the exciting world of possibilities offered by a second language or, if enrolled in FFL, to better understand and appreciate their own language and culture. You will be a role model for the students. Your behavior should reflect your position as a language assistant and respect the rules of conduct and etiquette at the school where you are placed. You will play a large role in the lives of many young people, and you will also have the opportunity to expand your own linguistic and cultural horizons. With Odyssey, you will have the chance to travel and live in a different region of Canada, learn about the culture of that area, meet new people, and improve your language skills. Odyssey is funded by Canadian Heritage and administered by the provinces and territories through the Council of Ministers of Education, Canada.